What's going on, guys? Plastic Beach X3 back here with another One Piece sim video, and this time it's going to be another ranked sim video using the Bonney strategy. Going to be the same list that I have been playing in all the other Bonney videos. I will say that I'm starting to think that Zoro is just not a good card. I'll leave it at that for now. But I'm testing a version without Zoro currently on the ranked sim, so these are some games that I've played previously with this list. But whenever I get to those videos with the new list, I'll talk more about why I'm thinking Zoro is not a good card, and I also just want to test with it. Just it's not like it's conclusive or anything. I just want to test to see what it's like without it. But we'll talk about that later. I really need to test the mirror. Because that's like the main reason it's in there, and I just haven't done that. So TBD. But so we have 3 more games on the ranked sim. If you haven't watched the other videos, go check out my channel. I have tons of ranked Bonney videos that you can go watch. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as well while you're at it. So we'll get into the first game here against a Lucci player. And once again, this is like when the sim reset its ranking, so not high tier or anything like that, but still climbing the ladder. Going to be against the towers here on the Lucci strategy. I'm going to go second and play the Bonney, search for a Basil, because it's the best card in the matchup. Hand is pretty brick heavy. Zoro is going to be doing absolutely nothing in the matchup. You know, I just got to pray to draw a 0 drop event and discard it. He's going to play a Brook and kill the Bonney, and I'm just going to have to swing 8 here and then tap the Brook and then take it because I literally have 1k counter in hand. So not looking the greatest, and he also just happens to have 2 outs on the field to my Basil Hawkins. Not the greatest. So here, obviously, you can like tap a Brook and then kill it with the Luffy, or tap the Luffy, kill it with the Brook. But I'm kind of just forced into playing the Hawkins and not using my leader ability this turn, just so I can establish it. So not looking great. But on the bright side, we have the top end to support our end game here. They're going to go 5 and a -1 to the Basil. I'm just going to 1k counter out of that. They're going to go 8 at life with the zombie Luffy. I'll take it, hit a 2k counter. And then they're just going to play a Sabo, funny enough. Not even going to out the Basil. Must not have had the... I don't think they had the trash set up yet, so they didn't have 10 cards in trash yet. That's most likely what it was. I'm just going to play Hody and go down to 1. It's my only play, essentially. So I'm just going to try and kill this Brook. It works out. Going to swing at the zombie Luffy so I don't die next turn. And then consider swinging with Basil here, but probably shouldn't. I mean, I could have and still be able to live next turn, and then just play like Kid, Corazon. So, you know, more to think about it. Maybe I should have just swung at life with the Basil just to get another life down. They're going to go 7 at life. I'm going to tap the Sabo, and I might as well use the Basil since I kept it around. I didn't swing with it. So they're going to be sitting at 7 Dawn here. They're going to play Rebecca, take the Sabo blocker out of the trash, and play a... Sheesh, opponent is taking a minute. The towers. And choose to play nothing here. Weird. The deck doesn't have any 3 drops, so I guess it kind of makes sense, but also very underwhelming play for 7 Dawn. And it's just going to give me the opportunity to, well, I guess I could have played Brook for 3 if they had it. Obviously, they don't have it. I feel like it's in the trash. I guess they just chose to take the Sabo. I don't know. I think taking the Sabo there is misplay, not like putting something on the field. Obviously, don't know their hand, but would have been nice to see if they like had that Ernie's Lobby in their hand earlier. They could have played that and did something maybe. But I'm just going to be able to play the 10 drop because I'm not in any danger of dying if I freeze the blocker and the leader. They will play a Gecko Moria after minusing 2 to the Hody Jones, making it a 5 drop. Into a Rebecca, into a Spandam. Spandam will draw a Kaku for him. The Rebecca is going to take the Borsellino and play another Spandam. So not going to be able to remove any of the characters on board. Unfortunate. They do have double blocker though, which is annoying. I'm probably just going to end up playing the... I mean, I could, make an argument for 10 drop and 8 drop. But I just go ahead with the 8 drop just to be safe, I guess. I do have a Dawn up for the Sabo. I can tap the Sabo. So that I can go for game next turn, or, just Hody. So, a game that turned out that, didn't have a lot of counter in hand in the beginning, turned out to be pretty good because Bonney just stalls into the late game, and then you can just overwhelm your opponent with pressure. It also helped out that the opponent couldn't clear any monsters. Probably not on Ice Age. Not a lot of lists are on Ice Age anymore, but I don't know. I feel like Ice Age is really good against Bonney at least. But I guess you're not really building your deck for Bonney as much as you are for RP Law. So, and like the Tempest Kick is just better against RP Law than Ice Age, straight up. They're gonna go 5 into the Kid. I'm gonna decide what I want to tap here with my Bonney effect. Could obviously tap the Gecko and the Sabo. But probably going for the Sabo just to ensure a clean kill if they try to double blocker me, because they're one of their most famous plays is Rebecca into Sabo, so I can save the Hody for those 2 monsters instead. But instead they're actually going to play a hard play a Suru, make it -2 more cost, and then play a Brook 6 drop so that they can trash it. So I'm not able to use my what's his name, Resonante's effect. But I can go 7 here. They're going to get rid of that 6 Keen pistol that they searched earlier. I'm going to go 10 just to feel it out. Feel what my numbers I'll have to swing with the last 2, and then they take it, so it's just a clean 18 for game. Going into the next one, going to be a pretty fun one here. It's going to be against the Vegapunk strategy. Pretty wild to see it, but it is low ranked, so not crazy. They're going to use their leader's ability to play this Lilith and look at the top 5 cards of their deck and reveal a Egghead monster and take it. Obviously their leader can't attack, so the little searchers are going to be really, really good against them. And also, if you don't know, Vegapunk is a pretty spammy 5k strategy. So the 8-drop kit is also really good against them. They're going to go into an Atlas here. If the life is lower than the opponent's, cannot be KO'd by battle. I'm just going to take an approach that I would against an Iceberg. Just treat this deck like it's Iceberg and just swing at characters the entire time. Eventually they're going to run out of cards in hand. They're going to, their early game is better than any other deck, but their late game is worse than any other deck. And against the deck that can almost guarantee that we play late game, being Bonney, it seems like a tough matchup. So I'm just going to play this Cavendish, just going to swing 7 into the, I can swing 8 into the Lilith. Because I'm going to have the Urog ability on the end of the turn, and the Atlas cannot be KO'd this turn by battle because he has less life than me. But I'm going to go deep in the tank about whether he wants to discard 2 cards over this. I guess he could have the Yellow Sabo event or Ikaku Sovereignty or anything like that, but pass turn. They're going to play the Pythagorean, I think his name. I can't read it because it's so small and I didn't hover over it. Pythagoras. I'm an anime only watcher, so I don't really know the names of the new Egghead monster cards. And I don't really pay attention to the deck. But Pythagoras is a monster that lets you revive 2 on KO, or revive one of them on KO, a 4 or less. As long as you have 2 or less life. So, you know, as you can see, he has 3 life because he decided to use his ability to put a card in life. I think that's what he did. Well, either way, he does it again. Puts Edison in the life. Now I'm just going to play Hody just so I can put some pressure on these monsters. Since he has more life than me, this Atlas is KO'able by battle, so I'm just going to swing into that first before I swing into the Pythagorean or whatever. And then swing with the Urog first, not in any fear of his leader swinging at me, obviously. And so I can just see what he's going to play, and then I realize, oh, you have to have 2 or less life to do that, so I was worried about that for nothing. And I'm just going to swing. He's going to use his Edison's trigger effect to play it for free. Pass turn. He's going to go 5 into the Urog here. Actually don't use the ability because I'm not sure what the deck is on, to be honest. So I don't know if they have like rush cards and stuff, so I'm just gonna not use the ability, just, I don't know, no real need. I don't know if they have any cards that make you tap your leader or something, but going to swing 7 at life. They're going to get their Please Save Me's ability to play a Pythagorean, and then I'm just gonna go 8 at life. They're gonna take it. 9 at life. Oh no, I'm actually not gonna swing 9 at life. And just opt to play the Resonante and hold 2 Dawn up. No real need to put them at 0 right now. Like I said, I can just outgrind this deck to the max. Not in any fear of dying anytime soon anyway. We're going to play the Egghead stage event. Didn't get a chance to read it whenever I hovered over it, and I definitely don't remember what it does, so... just going to play my 10 drop here, freeze the Yamato. I can swing life at Cavendish, get 2 Dawn back. They will be able to play their Edison once again, but that's fine. And then I'm going to swing 5 at life with leader. 8 at life with the Hody Jones. 9 at life with the Kid, and that's a guaranteed game there. So pretty cool deck, but terrible matchup for the Egghead enthusiast Terry Buto, banned player. Going to go into the 3rd and final game of this video. Against the Doflamingo, people say it's a bad matchup. I don't disagree, but just like with all bad matchups, they're winnable. So let's see if we can get it. Gonna go 5, and winnable, especially if you know what the deck is trying to do. And you play around certain things like pudding, 10 drop Kaido, 7 drop event, that kind of stuff. I will simply play double searcher on my 3 Dawn turn. I'm gonna swing 5 at life after he plays a Jinbei into a Weevil and just play my baby 5 just to keep tempo. Nothing really better to do on this turn. Freeze a Dawn. Just to set him back a little bit. You know, I'm obviously not going to freeze the Sengoku, so what the hell? Oh, that was... I did that during the game on accident when I was recording. They're going to go 6 at life. I'm going to 2k counter that. 6 at life. I'm going to 2k counter that because I have the Hody Jones, and also I know they're about to swing 7. So I'll go 5 at the Jinbei. Sorry about that, my cat walked over my keyboard. And then 6 at the Jinbei. I'm just going to play the Hody Jones, go 8 into the Weevil. He gave me 2 2Ks during that interaction, so that's pretty good. Can't hold a Dawn up, obviously, but that's fine. He's only, only gonna swing twice here. And the Hoodie is just good to get on the field because it plays around the Raging Tiger event. The Doffy player will swing 8 into the Bonney, whiff once again. I forgot to mention that they whiffed on the Perona earlier, after Peronaing earlier. So, obviously not the best Doffy player in the universe, but we all make mistakes, you know? And it is low ranked ladder, so not the biggest of deals. I'm just going to play double searcher here. Obviously not going to play my 10 drop because I want 9 Don, but do get to find a kid, which, seems pretty good into a field of 5Ks. So I'm just going to go 5-8, put him down to 2. Play my Rosinante. I could have argued for another Bonney searcher, but it's probably overkill at that point. Safer just to play the Rosinante, get it on the field. Hold a Don up for my leader ability. They're going to choose to go 5 into the Bonney. I'm going to let that die. 2 into the baby 5. 2 into the Bonney. And I'm fully anticipating a 10 drop here. But instead they're actually going to play this Boa Hancock. Freeze my Hoodie and then play a Doffy blocker. Stack the top 5. Put a blocker on the field. Then they're going to go 5 at life, and then 6 at life. So I thought they were going to play around the 10 drop like they did last turn, but they chose not to. So now I'm probably just going to play the 10 drop here. I don't have a Cavendish on the field, so it doesn't make too much sense to play the 8 drop first, because I won't be able to keep my leader ability up as I Doffy later on. So I might as well, I think it's be better to play it now, hold on the kid for later. They're going to go 5 with the Gecko. Nope, 8 with the Boa. I'm going to take that. Nine with the Gecko. Could very easily take it because I can play the kid. And I actually do decide to take that. And then, yeah, so with 6 Dawn, I wasn't really afraid of much besides Red Rock or Boa. Those are the only 2 cards that I foresee him playing with 6 leftover Dawns. So Red Rock, obviously the better one, and he did have it, but that's fine. At least he wasted it on the Doffy and not the kid. So now I can safely play my kid after he's already a user. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where like it's a bad matchup for sure, but you can play around certain things like count. Okay, someone knocked on my door, so I had to pause. This is a crazy ass video. I've been interrupted like 7 times. Opponent will swing 10 at the kid. I will tap the blocker to try and kill him next turn. Counter out of that. Block the 10, because I can't counter out of that. He's only left with 8, and I have the counter for it. Even if I didn't, probably could have got there with my 2 swings after tapping the blocker. That's why I tapped the blocker. So I can just go 9, feel out the hand, he gives me it out, and I can just math it out. And that's game. So let's get into the deck list to close out the video. So like I said, been thinking about taking out the Zoro. You saw it in these series of games. Didn't come up. In fact, it was a brick. So that's just kind of the stuff I was thinking about. I'm also testing a lot off to the side, so when I'm not recording. So I take all these things into consideration. I'm not just like willy-nilly moving cards around and stuff. I actually do test it out competitively and try to make tweaks that I think are better. Could be wrong. I know a lot of people are only on the 3 Doffy, but I really do think the Doffy is the best top end in the strategy, right behind or right in front of the kid. So either way, GG's to all those guys. Make sure to subscribe to PlastiBHX3 for more One Piece videos, and peace out.